Women as Art is an important exhibition for me, not just because it's a 50-year retrospective, but it's something that I'm able to really share my evolving vision over the years, all in the genre of women. We've broken up the exhibition rooms into separate genres, from fashion to conceptual, from beauty to nudes to reimagined, including my new works in Deterioration and in the Wet series. It all began serendipitously 50 years ago when my first book was published, and that was a Fine Art Nudes. And at the same time, I was given my first commercial assignments, and that was to shoot fashion and beauty. So I had the creative freedom to apply my painterly and romantic style to the point where my fine art and my commercial works have become indistinguishable. When selecting the works for this exhibition, it was specifically nudes that was quite challenging. I wanted to bring something that had a history behind it, but yet works that I didn't release before, works that people haven't seen. Though I do have a couple of iconic nudes in the show, for the most part, most of them have not been seen before. As you explore the different galleries, like for example in some of the fashion work, you'll see examples of how the commercial work and the fine art work are indistinguishable from each other. The same feeling, the mood that I do with my nudes, I do the same thing with my commercial work with the fashion or with the beauty. You can see how they're both similar. They're sculpturally lit, how I carry the pensiveness, the mood, the painterly look, whether it's the light ray feeling, the softness, the style. If you see an image that you're interested in knowing more about, click on Private View. It'll take you into a room that isolates it from the other images in a nice ambiance where you can get the information and details about that. And also could click on an audio that will tell you a story about that particular image and a story behind it. The Deterioration series is a set of images that were some of my favorite of my classic fashion and beauty pictures of famous models over the years. And when I went to look at them a couple of years after, I started seeing how they were kind of something was changing and shifting with them because they were in non-archival vinyl sleeves, and I was kind of angry that I put them that way. But I followed it and revisited them over the years a number of times. Then around 2013, I started looking really closely because I started seeing things in them as I was following them, to the point that, wait, I couldn't even do this with Photoshop. And all of them are just as they were naturally, organically created with the collaboration with time. And we're releasing them as these gallery editions. Follow the timeline, see the video, and you'll understand the details. The Wet series is quite an interesting story. In April 2018, a flood nearly destroyed my New York studio, and several of the catalogs that we had of these small images that were just printed on a desktop printer, non-archival, so the inks weren't solid. They got flooded and drenched. And when they did, I noticed some new abstractions that were really fascinating that was happening, because the inks bled from each other, from one of the nudes into the beauty into the fashion, and we separated these different sheets, and I put these sheets out and curated them, threw away any of the works that looked like straight photographs that didn't bleed, and the ones that became these interesting abstractions are now the new Wet series, of which we scanned, and we have them now at a very limited edition, putting them out as the first time in this exhibition. In one of the galleries, you'll see a gallery dedicated to something new for me, video art. We're presenting these on 65-inch flat screen monitors and being produced in a very limited edition. And it's such a great natural vehicle to express this exhibition because it's the morphing of these different images from the genres of beauty and fashion and the deterioration into the wet series, into abstractions. And now I'm able to present it, and this is for the first time. This print, Farber Nudes, is very important to me. That was on my book called Farber Nudes, which was published in 1983. This book, when it was released in a major printing of 70,000 copies and did so well for me. And when Jackie Onassis, who was an editor at Doubleday, brought me into Doubleday to do a book called By the Sea, I gave her a number of my books at the time. One of them was this book. And when she passed away, it was in her estate auction in her collection. And the book, which I signed to her, so someone bought it for $4,800. So now is the first time that I'm putting it in a gallery exhibition or putting it in a gallery in an edition version, and it's available in a 40 by 60 inch in an edition of 10. Please allow me to direct you to the exhibition video. This is an entertaining piece that helps describe what this exhibition is overall. It's done to music, the morphing of my different images, and I find it quite uplifting, entertaining, and it really explains it in a beautiful way. And I have to thank Jean-Michel for working along with me and really helping make this possible.